Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Welcome to Spilling the Tea on SAS, every Monday, 7 to 8 p.m. And I'm your host, Mark Lataza. Today po, this is our second episode, August 9, 2021. And we are lucky enough kasi ang atin pong makakausap ngayong gabi na ito ay walang iba kundi ang USAP or University Scholars Association of the Philippines National Executive Council. This is our second edition in the organization USAP. Tara, pakinggan, panoorin, i-share at i-like ang ating pong discussion or pag-uusap or interview ngayong gabi. And don't forget to subscribe also in our YouTube channel, the Education Channel. So guys, bati muna kayo, no? We will start with the President of the National Executive Council, Miss Angelica. Angelica, bati ka ulit. Second time around. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Angelica G from Mariano Marquez State University College of Teacher Education.
Okay, so thank you very much, Miss Angelica, no? And we have here also the Vice President o Internal, Mr. John Aniel. John, bati ka muna sa ating mga nanonood ngayon.
Good evening, everyone. I am John Aniel, Lancelot, and Bernardo from Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Pasig under College of Education.
Okay, thank you very much. And we have here also Miss Abigail, the Vice President for External. Miss Abigail, bati ka muna.
Good evening, everyone. I am Abigail Santos Cabucoy, and I am studying at University of Santo Tomas under Bachelor of Science in Accountancy. Hello.
Okay, thank you very much. No, the Treasurer, Mr. Elmer. Elmer, bati ka muna.
Hi everyone, I'm Elmer Custer Troy R. De La Rosa from La Consolacion College, Manila under Bachelor of Science in Tourism Travel Management.
Thank you very much. And we have also here Miss Solas, Solamae. Miss Solamae, bati ka muna.
Hello everyone. I'm Solamae D. Solas from FEU Alabang, and I'm currently taking Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Solas, no? President, the founder, and the chairman of the USAP, Doc Randy, bati ka muna.
Good evening, viewers. Have a blessed night watching our episode tonight. Thank you so much.
Okay, so sa mga nanonood po, no, hindi po to deja vu, no, hindi po to naulit kasi this will be the second edition of our USAP or the University Scholars Association of the Philippines interview under the National Executive Council. So before last Monday po ay ang ating nakausap ay yung mga National Young Leaders Congress Officer. Okay, but for now, ngayong gabi na to, ang ating mga kausap naman ay yung mga officers talaga. Kaya kung mapapansin niyo, diverse talaga, no? Iba-ibang school ang pinanggalingan nila. Mayroon tayong from the Mariano Marcos State University, which is na interview na natin last time, no, si Miss Angelica. And we have also here the BP Internal ng Pamantasan ng Sud ng Pasig, where sa school kung saan nanggaling din po ako, si John Aniel Lancelot Bernardo. And we have also here from si Miss Abigail Cabucoy, the BP External for the University of Santo Tomas. O, diba? Iba-ibang school. And we have also Mr. Elmer Custer Troy de la Rosa from the La Consolacion College, Manila. And Solamae Solas, the auditor from Eastern University, Alabang. So, napaka-diverse ang ating guest ngayon. So, sana sa mga nanonood, no, invite your friends, invite your loved ones, invite your schoolmates, classmates, and organization para mapakinggan po natin kung ano po ang ating magiging discussion this evening na pinaka-importante sa lahat kasi it will talks about student organization, especially the USAP. So to start with, okay, simulan natin siguro na ang mga katanungan natin para at least mas makilala natin itong ating mga bisita ngayong gabi. So, sa inyo, no, sa ating mga bisita ngayon, siguro bahagi na ninyo or bigyan nyo kami ng idea about yourself, yung inyong leadership and academic experiences since siguro high school, siguro kasi elementary, parang hindi naman masyado natin pa yung napapansin, no? Pero since high school siguro, what are our experiences? So let's start with Miss Angelica, no? Para mapakinggan natin siya ulit. Okay, kahit na siguro last time napakinggan natin siya, baka may mga i-share pa siyang hindi pa natin napakinggan. Miss Angelica, go ahead.
And also, the last time I've already mentioned my academic achievements and that of my leadership experiences. So, one of the things that I forgot to mention is that I really was so focused on my acads during my college years. That's why when the pandemic started I started reading a lot of self-help books and that paved way for me to really be into leadership. That's why I entered this organization. Yun lang po, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much, Miss Angelica, no? And we have also here Mr. John Aniel Lancelot Bernardo. John, kwento mo naman kung ano yung inyong yung paglalakbay mo sa pagiging officer siguro or academic or yun nga, academic and yung iyong struggle between doon sa leadership mo since high school until college para marinig naman ng ating mga audience kung ano yung mga naging experience mo. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. During my high school days, it was the most crucial part of my life. Since, as they say, high school is the part where we call it as the most memorable time of our lives. But for me, being an officer during my high school years and being academically competent causes some struggles in my life. During my grade 9, it was during the time of our NCAI or the National Career Assessment Examination. I had to choose between joining our leadership training or taking up the examination. It was a very hard decision for me, but yes, I decided to choose more upon studying and taking up the NCAI. And yes, I passed, and it helped me to take up my course right now in college, which is the College of Education, specifically Bachelor of Elementary Education. Yes, as they say, being a teacher is having passion, and it is not a profession. Yes, it is a vocation. And as teachers, we must be able to share what is right to our future students. Ayun lang po, sir. Thank you very much.
So, thank you very much, Jan, no? Napakaantig naman yung iyong sharing, no? Pas pinili mo pa talaga, syempre, academic over the leadership no, or training na yon. Kasi nga, di ba, ang ating ano naman, ang academic naman, ang pinaka-priority sa lahat rather than anything else. Let's hear also from the private school, no? Para at least magkaroon din ng idea kung ano ang naging trend between academic and leadership or organization priority. Miss Abigail, can you share something?
Hi, good evening, everyone. So I won't lay down my credentials, but rather I would want to highlight the things that I want to impart to each and every viewer here now. So as the same as with everyone else, lahat nakakatakot mag-lead. Actually, everything's fearful from the very beginning. But alam nyo, one thing that I figured out is that like at the end of the day, everything seems so impossible until you actually do it. So that's what I did. Instead of fearing leadership, I wanted to hone my skills. So from high school, I entered different organizations alongside in UST. Mahirap na nga maging scholar, pero mas mahirap pa na maging leader ka na nga, scholar ka pa. Pero wala namang imposible. So leadership is actually honed in every person. Everyone is capable of becoming a leader, whether it be a committee head, an executive board, a training board. At the end of the day, we're all leaders and we will hone leaders in the future. So, ayun. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Abigail, no? So that's the experience of Miss Abigail. So let's hear from also one of the officer, no, from Elmer. Can you share something, Elmer?
Hi, sir. Ayan. So, yung journey ko, nag-start siya ng high school. So, apparently before, hindi ko nakikita yung importance ng ginagawa ko as a student leader and as a scholar. Kasi, syempre, high school, very immature. And, wala, yung utak ko nun parang flying lang. Lumilipad-lipad lang siya. Pero, nagbago yung lahat when I entered senior high school. So, I started taking things seriously. Ang dami kong, I engage in a lot of organizations as well. And ayun, dun ko na improve yung sarili ko. I saw things differently, and yung feeling of accomplishing events and tasks na binibigay sa amin, parang it hit differently na nung time na yun. So parang nagkaroon na ako ng sense of vinalue ko na yung ginagawa ko. And siguro yun yung mai-share ko naman, na at the end of the day, if you love what you're doing, you'll eventually excel na hindi mo napapansin. So yun po, yun sa akin. Thank you.
Thank you very much, no? And so let's hear from Miss Solamae, no? Solamae, go ahead.
Hello, good evening po sa inyo. So, I don't think I have an extraordinary story like sa mga katulad sa kanila ba? Kasi ako, simula nung high school, I'm a consistent honor din naman po dati. And the one thing na kaya po ako pumasok sa pagiging student leader is because I want to, makapag-achieve pa ng higit pa. Then, nung na-achieve ko yun no high school, graduate ako ng junior high, then I took a break ng senior high. Pero I still lead sa group ng classroom namin. I still become secretary and president of the grade, nung grade 12. Yun. So, medyo namun pa rin po yung leadership skills ko. Pagdating ng college, hindi ko po in-expect na mapupunta ako dito. Kasi, ang mindset ko lang po nun is mag-focus sa academic. Then, last year, nung nagsimula po yung pandemic, nag-recruit ko ng officers sa scholarship work namin, and then kami ko, sayang din to. Kung i-grab ko na lang tong opportunity na to. Hanggang sa nakarating po ako dito, I'm going to be the incoming president ng scholarship work namin, and then Sir Don maglipas offered me this position na, and invite kitang sumali bilang officer dito sa National Award for Scholars. Then, tinake ko na lang yun kasi opportunity po yan eh. So, I'll just grab it. Kung ano po yung mga tumatatin, I'll grab it lang. Yun lang po ang nasa mindset ko.
Okay, lahat naman tayo may mga ganong klaseng opportunity. So, Doc Randy, can you add something to our leader siguro kung ano yung pwede nating kahit pa paano, hindi na lang naman to interview lang, no? Hindi, nabanggit ko naman sa mga una nating interview, hindi lang naman to isang interview na isa-isahin natin sila. This is kind of a sharing of our experiences, no? So, can you share siguro, Doc Randy, din sa side mo, ng mga hindi rin siguro nila narinig pa? Okay, go ahead, Doc.
Okay, to our viewers, once again, good evening. And thank you for the time that you have spared to us despite your hectic schedules. Well, in terms of my leadership experiences, as what I have mentioned in my previous interview, I am not that very active during my high school because I am a very shy type person. So it was only discovered when I was in college. So suddenly, I was appointed as coordinator in our freshman. We have the freshman council when I was still fresh, in college. And then until such time, I discovered a volunteer organization, which is Polinian Volunteers for Community Development. Then I became coordinator. I started from the lowest position. And then after a year, I was elected as president. So until such time, until I graduated, I became the president of our organization. And the good thing is, leadership is not only the position, but of course the legacy that is being given or shared to the organization. So our organization was selected as outstanding volunteer in Region 2 and finalist in the national level. Okay, so we were awarded by the United Nations Volunteers and of course the Philippine National Volunteer Council and Association. So it's more on leadership and volunteerism wherein we have to spare or we have to share our time. It's not only the financial resources that we have, but as a student, we can already share our best talents, our times. We can share also our stories to our fellow students or fellow classmates. And that's already very inspiring to them. Okay? With the words that we have that move them to become a leader or that inspire them to become a better citizen like you or like us, then that's already very important to them. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Doc, no? As a young leader siguro, what are the challenges, no, that you have encountered and how did you overcome it, especially this pandemic season, okay? And how you overcome those challenges. Go ahead, Angelica.
So, to handle the different academic achievers from the different universities in the Philippines, it's really a huge responsibility because others would have a hunch for that it's hard and that everyone gets have to have a say on something and you won't come up with a final decision. But working with this group of people, they made it easier for me to take that huge responsibility. They would really initiate chatting me and then sending me their point of clarifications if they have some questions about regarding our meetings. They would even suggest about a better way of delegating the work in our organization, how to improve our formats. I really appreciate this group of people po. And I think as what Sir Elmer had mentioned a while back, sabi niya nga, if you're really passionate about something, I really think that we all have something in common po na, and that is, we're really passionate about what we're doing because they really show me that they have the initiative po to step up the game in this organization, and we have the same goal of setting the bar higher po in this organization. Yun po, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Angelica, no? What about naman sa'yo, John? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Because during the college years, we have experienced a pandemic in which also our academics have been affected. When it comes to organizations, yes, it was very challenging, especially for me as the acting president of our organization, the PLP Educator Circle. We were supposed to hold the so-called Education Week, whereas in high school, we call it as the intramurals. This was the most awaited event of every education student in our campus. But because of the pandemic, we have to put a stop to it and to find other ways in order to continue this event through online platforms. With that, we decided to create some seminars in which we will be able to enlighten each and every educator that even though we are experiencing this pandemic, we can still find ways in order to pursue what we dream of, in order to pursue what we want to achieve, in order to pursue what we want to have in our future. And with that, we have made the seminar entitled Problems Are Worth Solving. Yes, we all have problems in life, and yes, we sometimes find these problems to become difficult to solve. But with the help of other people, and if we cooperate with each other, all these problems will be gone, and all these problems will be solved in an instant. And as they say, there is no glory without sacrifice. If we do not put sacrifice in everything that we do, we will never achieve success. We will never achieve glory in our lives. With that, in every sacrifice that we do, we will be able to reach our goals in life. Yun lang po, sir. Thank you very much po.
Napakalalim ng mga binitawang salita ni Ginoong John Aniel, no? So what about naman sa inyo, Abigail, sa UST? Ako naman ay, sa totoo lang, member din naman ako ng UST kasi I'm taking my doctorate degree there. So alam ko may inaabangan kayong Paskuhan, So, lahat ng mga estudyante o anumang event, share mo naman sa atin ano na naging struggle ng inyong doon sa UST. Go ahead.
Again, good evening, everyone. I respect what the others previously said, that the hardest part of being a leader comes in terms of her academics. But for me, it's different. Actually, the hardest part of being a leader is time. We take time for granted. Time is so scarce. Hindi lang naman tayo estudyante. We don't just take the role of being a student. We're also a leader. We're our parents' daughter. I am my brother's sister. I am my friend. I am a friend to someone. So imagine switching roles every single day from being a student to a leader, to a daughter, to a friend. It's tiring. 24 hours seems so scarce. It seems so little in terms of our duties and responsibilities in every role we take. So I think it's one of the hardest, if not the hardest, it's one of the hard parts of being a student leader. Kasi we have so much on our plate. But every time when I'm already at the verge of like breakdowns or everything from all of the things that I'm doing, if there's anything I want to share with everyone, you always find your greatest why, the reason why you're here, the reason why you're still going, the reason why you're still here. It's basically the driving force that will push you to always keep going despite all the hardships and difficulties. In my case, dati gusto ko academics lang. Gusto ko maayos yung grades ko para maging proud yung parents ko. But as I've come to realize, I never felt this fulfillment in academics the same way I became fulfilled in terms of my leadership. At the end of the day, the medals will rust, the certificates, they might all be lost, but the people you were able to lead will be the manifestation of how great a person you were. So, ayun, I hope we don't just focus on our academics alone. Kasi every single person that you were able to, inspire will be your greatest legacy. Thank you.
Napakaganda ng sinabi ni Abigail, no? What about sa'yo, Elmer, no? Sa La Consolacion or sa personal experience mo? Ano naman mga challenges? Go ahead.
So, ayun, naniniwala kasi ako na we all have our own crosses na pinapasan. So, tama yung sinabi ni Miss Abby kanina na sometimes it's hard na pagsabay-sabayan maging anak, maging estudyante, maging kaibigan, and so on and so forth, na minsan nakakapagod. Siguro yun yung pinaka-struggle na it's the pagod. Kasi kapag napagod ka, dyan magsisimula yung lack of motivation, mahihirapan kang makita kung bakit mo pa ginagawa to. At ginagawa mo pa rin ba itong bagay na to because you want it or because you need to? Alam mo yun, yung feeling na ganon. So siguro ako, masasabi ko lang, it's so hard when you're dealing with that kind of stuff na nawawalan ka ng motivation. You always have to look kung bakit ka nagsimula. And siguro surround yourself with people na sa tingin mo makakatulong sa'yo, yung makakapagbigay sa'yo ng positive energy. Well, I know it's hard. Well, honestly speaking, kagagaling ko lang sa phase na yon. And what I did was, siguro, you let yourself breathe. Magpahinga ka, mag-break ka. Kung feeling mo lost ka, hanapin mo muna yung sarili mo for a while. Kasi kapag pinilit mo, yung resulta ng mga gagawin mo, it will reflect Parang hindi maganda. Parang walang silbi. Parang ginawa mo lang para matapos yon. So ako, para sa ating lahat na nanonood, lalo na sa mga scholar, alam ko guys, ngayong pandemic, marami tayong naging problema sa bahay, especially sa sarili natin. And alam ko, ang taas din ng standards ng mga professors, di ba? Nagtaas din ng mga gawain sa eskwelahan. And lahat yon nagsabay-sabay. Pero siguro ako, ang masasabi ko lang sa inyo is, take a break. Sabi nga sa KitKat, di ba? Have a break, have a KitKat. So, guys, mag-break lang tayo for a while and then hinga. And then, kapag kaya na, saka tayo mag-go ulit, magtrabaho. Kasi, ayun, dun lang tayo makakahanap ng lakas ng loob sa sarili din natin. Thank you.
Napakaganda, no? And of course, hindi natin pwedeng kalimutan, nandyan pa si Miss Solamae, no? Can you share something also based on your experience and especially yung mga pinagdaanan mo talaga during this time of pandemic? Go ahead.
I think hindi naman po talaga nalalayo yung mga sitwasyon natin. Yan, katulad po kay Miss Abby, kay Mr. Elmer. Yun, yung lagi namin sinabi ni Miss Abby na kulang yung 24 hours. Talagang na-feel ko po talaga yun kasi lalo na sa course namin, aral. Kailangan mong aralin talaga lahat sir para ma-sure mo na may natutunan ka, may papasa mo yung mga exams na kailangan i-take. Pero, yun nga, katulad minsan sinabi ni Sir Elmer, have a break. Pero pagkatapos ng break, ano kailangan mo gawin? Siyempre, i-sort out mo kung ano ang kailangan mong unahin. Ano yung kailangan mo munang i-prioritize. Pinaka-kailangan mo talaga. For me, syempre, ACADS. Kasi as scholar, may kailangan akong i-maintain. Kailangan ko i-maintain. Syempre, kaya ako nag-aral. Para i-focus talaga yung sarili ko mag-aral. Then after nun, sa ako isa-sort out yung mga priorities ko. Hanggang sa mag-solusyonan ko lahat kung paano ko sila matatapos. Yun. Yun lang po. Then, syempre as a student leader, sobrang bago ang pag-lead in this setup, in this online setup. Una parang noong ang hirap makapag-isip na paano tayo magawa ng project ito, paano natin mapopromote lagi yung organization natin in this setup. Pero as time goes by, dahil nga may org ka na maaasahan, yung mga orgmates mo, super reliable, tapos meron kayong super powerful na teamwork and chemistry, doon mo masusolusyonan lahat Tapos matatapos niyo yung kailangan matapos sa tamang oras. Yun lang po.
Thank you very much, Ms. Solamae, no? Doc Randy, share ka naman about this sa mga pinag-uusapan natin, no, yung mga challenges. Maybe you can also partake some of the inspiration to our listeners regarding to this. Kasi nga, since kayo ay naging president, pero syempre, bago kayo naging president, nabanggit yun na last time, pero bago kayo nun, ano yung mga naging struggle nyo rin, no? Na napakahirap arukin, pero later on, nakuha mo rin naman kung ano yung rhythm or yung timing para maging isang successful president ng isang organization. Go ahead, Doc Randy.
Once again, good evening uli. Ang maisi-share ko lang po with regards doon sa leadership experience ay syempre, unang-una, kailangan talaga natin ng bigyan ng tiwala ang ating mga leaders or ang ating student leaders kasi maski gaano sila kagaling, kung ikaw na advisor, hindi mo kinikilala itong yung mga student leaders, so they will not perform. So in short, they really need to motivate them so that they will be inspired to work and to lead others. Kasi ang leadership, it's not more on utos ka ng utos ng ganito. So it's more on action. So you have to perform, you have to be role model so that yung fellow officers mo will always follow. The same also, leadership is not more on the position. I keep on saying this even in our USAP officers kasi baka mamaya dahil sila ang president or sila yung vice president, ang inuutusan lagi ay yung nasa lowest position. Well, of course, in an organization, position lang yan It's more on how you involve yourself and how you become part of the success and the failure of the organization. Yun lang po, sir.
Napaka-crucial. Thank you, Doc Randy. Napaka-crucial pa naman sa isang organization yan, no? I mean, I can witness to that, no? May mga organization na pipicture nila yung pagiging leader ay pagiging boss. Which is talagang kailangan ng training talaga ang ating mga ibang organization. Okay, not the USAP. I believe that you're responsible enough. But dun sa mga nakikinig, no? Tama yun. Ibig sabihin ba dahil ikaw ay president, vice president, o ikaw yung officer ng isang organization, so you are the boss of the organization. Actually, being a role model of the organization at ginagawa mo kung ano ang magiging direction ng isang organization is showing the member that you are a good leader. Okay? Hindi naman maiwasan na pwede kang makisuyo. Okay? Pero anong tawag dyan? Ito, i-disseminate mo yung task para mabuo ninyo ang isang malaking trabaho. Okay? At this time, may I ask Doc Randy. Doc, siguro you can share to us, no, ano kaya ang mga ano natin, yung mga guidelines natin, no? Kasi baka magtatanong sila, bakit si Miss Angelica ang naging president, si Miss Abigail ang naging vice, si John naging vice din, and then si Elmer naman ang naging treasurer natin at saka ang auditor natin si Solas o si Solamae, na marami namang mga scholars na pwede dyan sa position na yan. So, how we identified or ano yung mga guidelines natin to become an officer, at the same time, ano yung mga makukuha nilang benefit, no? Okay, to become a member or become an officer of the USAP. Doc Randy, go ahead.
So the USAP National Executive Council has 7 officers, namely the President, the Vice President for Internal, the Vice President for External, the Secretary General, the Treasurer, the Auditor, and the Public Relation Officer. With regards to the selection of officers, we enjoy the benefit of being a democratic country. So we let them select among themselves who shall be the officers. But of course, prior to that selection, we have an appointment because the selection of becoming a part of the National Executive Council is by invitation. So meaning to say, if we feel or if we found out that you are more than qualified or you have met the requirements set by the Constitution and bylaws of the organization, then we will invite you to be part of our honor society. So it is not merely political organization wherein if you are famous, okay, best TikToker ka, then join ka sa org namin. No, it's not. So if we can see that you have the potential to lead as a scholar and as a leader, then you will be invited as part of our organization, particularly performing roles and responsibilities in the National Executive Council. And with regards to the qualifications, of course, our officers should successfully completed credits equivalent to a minimum of 2 terms or 2 semesters of full-time study in a CHED-recognized institution. So meaning to say, at least that student finished first year college. So incoming, at least an incoming, could be incoming college students is already accepted. And then belongs to the top 10%. So we do not just rely on the face value of our students or our scholars, but of course, we have to ask, especially those persons who have recommended that if this scholar has really maintained academic qualifications and he belongs to the top 10% of the class. Okay, so another qualification first is have proven leadership track records of at least 1 year. Okay, and have attended USAP events, whether in an international or national level. So those are the qualifications that we are looking for officers in the National Executive Council, because we believe that scholars are really cream of the crop. So if in that belief, then we have to look into the most capable one to serve our student leaders and to serve our scholars. So dapat cream of the crop din. Okay, so that that student can be able also to be the role model in his or her fellow scholars. Now, how about the benefits? Well, of course, one of the benefits that we are offering to our scholars is the free attendance to national and international events of USAP. Then we provide leadership trainings. We also provide uh, mentorship programs. Okay. Then of course we always help the student to become to be developed in terms of his or her professional career. So hindi naman sila forever students. Then syempre at the end of the day they will be proud of being part of our organization. So yun lang po sir yung ano namin sa USAP. We always look into the best of the best students or scholars because we believe that these students or these scholars serving their fellow scholars. So we have to look into those leaders that should be one or two steps ahead of their fellow scholars. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Doc, once again. So sa ating mga officers, no, and for the interest of time, okay, can you give a final message to our listeners, to the students na nakikinig ngayon, to your colleague, to your organization in your own school, and to all na nagso-subscribe sa USAP and to the Spilling the Tea or the education channel. So, can you give some message for them, an inspiration message or a parting message before we end the program? We will start with Miss Angelica, the President of National Executive Council USAP. Miss Angelica, go ahead.
So leadership is really in line with the idea of mastering the art of self-discipline. So as young as we are, let's continue to crave for more experience. Kasi the more that we crave for more experience, the more that we get to explore our core gifts, sabi nga nila. And leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. They are intertwined. So yun lang po. And I'm hoping to see each one of you on our upcoming national event, the National Young Leaders Congress. Yun po, thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Angelica. No, let's see. Thank you very much, Miss Angelica. No, let's hear also to Miss Abigail Cabucoy, the Vice President for External, okay, from University of Santo Tomas. Go ahead, Miss Abigail.
Again, I would like to say good evening to everyone and thank you for sparing some time for us. If there's any message that I would want to tell everyone, especially the viewers, is that we are all different. We come from different backgrounds, but there's one thing in common. We also get tired as human beings. There is always a point in our life where we tend to get burnt out from all the responsibilities that we have. So as much as we take care of other people, let's also give ourselves the time to do the things that make us happy, to do the things that keep us sane. The more that you look after others, I also hope that you look after yourself because you are as important as the other people. And for my future leaders, we are not here to become your bosses nor your leaders for the sake of it, but we are here to produce more leaders and we will definitely produce the leader in you. So I am hoping to see you all soon in our future projects and events. Once again, I am Abigail, your Vice President for External Affairs. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Abigail. No, let's hear also from John Aniel Lancelot Bernardo, the Vice President for Internal, okay, USAP. Go ahead, John.
Thank you, sir. For my parting message, I would like to say that in every failure that we attain or in every failure that we meet, let us keep this as our motivation. And even though that we fall down, let us get back up and keep moving forward. Even though that sometimes our dreams seem to be far from us, let us keep reaching it. Let us keep doing what we do best. Let us keep sharing what is good to ourselves. And let us always promote what is right. for the benefit of the greatest number of people. That is all. Once again, I am John Aniel, Lancelot, and Bernardo, the Vice President for Internal Affairs of the National Executive Council. I am hoping to see each and every one of you for our upcoming event and for our future events in the near future. That is all. Thank you. Stay safe and God bless.
Thank you very much, John. No? And let's hear also from Elmer, Mr. Elmer Custer Troy De La Rosa, the Treasurer of National Executive Council. Elmer, go ahead.
Yeah, hi again everyone. So my message would be a short na lang. So siguro a short message for everyone to keep pursuing what you like to do most and always remember to keep your feet on the ground always. And lagi niyong tatandaan na walang masama sa mga ginagawa natin. As scholars, walang masama magpakasasa sa pagkaaral. Pero wag natin kalimutan mag-engage sa ibang bagay. Kasi mas marami pang mas importante or mas marami pa tayong matututunan kapag nag-engage tayo sa mas marami pang bagay. And I'm really looking forward to work with my co-officers as well. And ayun, I'm inviting everyone to support us and to watch our events and upcoming events pa. And yeah, let's support each other. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elmer. No? And last but not the least, Miss Solamae Solas, the Auditor of National Executive Council, USAP. Go ahead, Solamae.
Hello po ulit sa inyong lahat. So, wala na din po akong masabi but ayun po, thank you for your time para makinig po sa mga kwento, sa mga stories namin ngayong gabi. And I hope na mag-look forward kayo sa magiging future event ng work namin. Yun lang po. I'm Solamae D. Solas, Auditor of the USAP. And good night.
Thank you very much, no? And of course, let's hear also to our president, the chairman, and the founder of USAP, Doc Randy Bulaquit. Doc, any parting message or promotion para sa upcoming event mo, di ba? Malapit na. It's 4 days to go. Go ahead, Doc.
Okay, sa lahat po ng mga scholar at scholar ng bayan, lagi po nating tandaan na bilang scholar, tayo ay bahagi ng napakahalagang gampanin sa paghubog ng ating kapwa kabataan at ang kalakhan ng mga mamamayan. Gamitin nating tuntungan ang ating edukasyon, ang ating karanasan, upang makaahon hindi lamang ang sarili, kundi pati ang sarili nating pamilya, pati na rin ang buong lipunang Pilipinong ating kinagagalawan. Again po, sa lahat po ng mga sumusubaybay sa programang ito, kami po ay umaasa na susuportahan niyo po kami sa aming susunod na programa, ang USAP Scholar TV, at ito pong aming susunod na events na kung saan gaganapin po sa Agosto, ika-12 hanggang ika-13 sa buwan ng Agosto ngayong taon. Ito po ay ang National Young Leaders Congress. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay po kayong lahat.
Maraming salamat, Doc, no? Maraming salamat sa ating guest, no? Kay Miss Angelica, kay Miss Abigail, kay Mr. John, kay Mr. Elmer, and kay Miss Solamae, and of course kay Doc Randy Max. Sa lahat pong nanonood at sumasubaybay po sa ating Spilling the Tea on SAS, not BTS but SAS, ano? So every Monday po ito 7 to 8 p.m. and of course here all sa mas makikita or masusubaybayan nyo, mapapanood nyo only in the education channel. And sa nasabi nga ni Doc Max, Randymax, no, abangan nyo rin yung kanyang programa, okay, that will be airing soon. So subaybayan nyo rin po yun. And please do like, share our Facebook page, also the education channel. So before we go, no, maraming salamat sa nanonood, sa nakikinig, and sa lahat ng guests natin, sa lahat po ng scholar ng bayan. Okay? Sana po marami kayong natutunan sa gabi na to sa amin pong episode na USAP, the National Executive Council ng USAP officers. So before I go or before we end this program, always think what is right. but do what is just. Once again, I'm Mark Latasa, your host. Magandang gabi and mabuhay po ang lahat ng mga scholars.